joined today by a special guest on the Leg Kick podcast. Somebody who has more titles than I have letters in my name. Somebody with hundreds of fights experience. Somebody who is a personal inspiration to me for getting into martial arts. And honestly, this is kind of surreal for me. Mr. International, Shonie Carter, how are you doing today?
Brother, I can't complain. I'm living the dream. Giggle, giggle. Ever since all of this stuff has occurred, is like y'all, my life got flipped upside down. And I'm like, wow. People look like ninjas, doctors, and bandits. What can I say?
Crazy times, my man. Crazy times. So we spoke earlier in the week, and you said something that got me thinking. You said that I'll save you your first question. I'm never going to stop fighting. And you said that you told me that you fought earlier this year in TBAs, actually.
Yeah.
So if you could, would you mind just telling us a little bit more about that experience of fighting Muay Thai earlier this year?
Well, the young man kicked me in the nuts twice. I was trying to compete in my age division, and I made a mistake. I did not use my legal name. When I found out once I drove all the way into Iowa, 6 hours into Iowa, coming from Chicago, I was informed that the other three opponents backed out. I'm like, and they said, you still want to fight? I'm like, I drove approximately 9 hours in a Ford Ranger, 2-seater. You think I'm going to turn back around and do 9 hours back? So they found a gassed up young man, and I still fought him, kicked me in the nuts twice, and he won by decision. And I said, well, now you have a whole year to worry about me coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So going into that fight, a lot of y'all know there are fighters out there, old school, of course, that have more fights than me in MMA. Such as Jeremy Horn, Dan Severn, Shannon Rich. There's another one. But as far as, I think that's the three that have more fights than me. But as far as multiple isolated disciplines, nobody in the world has more pro fights than me.
How many fights would you say that you have in total? Like, if you had to estimate.
Totally, I have 27 title belts in the different martial arts. Well, 7 are missing from the photo. That photo y'all saw, 6 or 7 are missing from that photo. So in between each of those belts, I've had about 30, 40 fights, if not more.
Wow.
And combative engagements, let me explain. Let me try to go back on a timeline, because I'm actually glad I'm doing this, because I'm actually doing a storied Yakuza-style tattoo on my back. So I started off as a high school wrestler, folk-style wrestling, freestyle wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu, American kickboxing, Shidokan karate, pankration, that's that Greek gladiatorial combat, like you saw in 300, Sanshao, Sanda, that's 10, right? I hope y'all keeping count. Kyokushin, Akijitsu, Sinus Ryu. Now, you may not know what Sinus Ryu is. Did y'all see the movie Blade?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What? Yeah.
So I know that. Bare knuckle boxing. Western rules boxing. What's the count now? I can't remember.
Wow.
I think you've cleared 10. You're in the teens right now.
A dozen.
Yeah, I'm in the
A dozen.
teens. Yeah, I think I'm way over a dozen. Yeah. MMA. Yeah, MMA.
Muay Thai, of course.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one. Damn, that's right. I forgot about that. Muay Thai. Duh. Street fights. You can tell that's on the bottom of my list. But how many black belts do I have? Good grief, 7? Something like that.
So, yeah, you
So,
fought a lot. So
yeah.
So if there was modern day gladiators, you'd be a shoo-in to survive, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I'm thinking, let that shit become apocalyptic. Or
Yeah.
I'm going to go outside looking for a good time. I've got these damn swords I've been waiting to use. One of them is actually from Japan, and I didn't get. Oh, you know what I'm thinking about starting to take? Kali or a Screamer. That shit is deadly, and I get like the biggest giggle because what can kill me keeps me alive, and. I wrestled a bear. Yeah, that too. Yeah, that was in Russia.
Wait. You guys.
Hold on.
You gotta tell us that story.
I know the story, but you can't just say I wrestled a bear and then not tell us. That's not something you can leave us hanging on, Shonie.
I know. That's it. You know, I climbed the pyramids. You know, I fell down a mountain. I wrestled a bear. No big. But like, how many fights I've done? You know, like, man, it's hot out there. You know, I always say it, and they're like, wait, whoa. Everybody was like, whoa, what? I said, see, I was in Russia because what had happened was, that's how the great stories start, right? What had happened was, okay, Brian Gassaway, he's a veteran fighter, training partner of mine. He lost to Diego Sanchez in the UFC. Not a good showing, but whatevs. So he got contacted by Fedor Emelianenko's people. See, I've known Fedor and Alexander for a long time, way before America knew him. That's another story. Anyway, so when he got invited to Russia, I'm the main training partner. I'm the one that's trying to force him to run, which Brian Gassaway never did cardio. But anyway, so we trained, and we had to get visas. So I'm like, you know, I'm Mr. National. I just live local. So I took it upon myself as a good Boy Scout and a young Marine. You give me the assignment, I go get it done. That when he told me the day he had signed the contract, I was already at the Russian consulate. No bullshit. I was already downtown Chicago, looking, finding, going to the 7th floor in some weird building and found the Russian consulate. I'm in there and got my visa that afternoon. So what had happened was further. Literally, we keep training. I'm thinking Brian handling his business because I got my visa. Did you get your visa? I got my visa. So I get to the airport. Brian's not there. I call him on my little phone. Like, yo, where you at, pimpin'? Come on, man. You got 2-3 hours to get to the airport. You know, man, I ain't got my visa yet. What the fuck? I said, dude, the tickets are here. It's post 9/11 too. Remember that. So, or was that pre 9/11? I have to check the dates. So, literally, I said, I tell you what, you work on that. I'm gonna get on the plane if you don't get here, and I'll keep the shit smooth. Let them know you're coming. And I'll just run interference till you get here. Literally. Plane takes off, plane lands. My friend, that my friend is a very international, comment. That's either good or bad. It's no in between. Internationally, my friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. No matter what language, what accent, what country, my friend is good or bad. That's all you get. So I'm like, yeah, Brian said he's on his way. He had a visa delay, so I'm here to cover and keep things cool and let y'all know he definitely coming. He definitely coming, right? You still with me, y'all? So, you there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're enthralled.
Y'all buckled up. Okay, so 2-3 days ago, but I'm like, what the fuck? Can I make a phone call? I'm joking, but I was serious joking. Like, I make a phone call. You're like, oh, my friend, don't worry. So I call to America, expecting them to tell me Brian ain't there. Guess who answered the damn phone? Brian Gassaway. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell are you gonna do? Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to make it. Dude, I'm in Russia waiting on you. Meantime, Vadim is there, standing right next to me.
Wait,
I'm like,
Vadim as in Vadim Ziavudin?
that Vadim, yeah. I'm looking at Vadim, I ain't lying because you can't make up that name nowhere. So I'm like, well, looks like, see what's gonna happen. What had happened was Brian, wow. I said, don't worry, my friend, don't worry, no problem. I'm like, thank God. I'm thinking they mad because Brian ain't there and I'm there on a dime. They said, my friend, we come with solution. Okay, what you got? You fight. Whoa! Wait a minute. I didn't train for a fight, but you're here. I'm here because I was thinking Brian is going to be here. I'm running interference, trying to do a good faith thing, I'm here. You're like, no, don't worry. We give you fight. I'm like, but you didn't hear what I said. Did you understand? I didn't train for this. Oh, we know. We take good care of you. Son of a bitch. I can't make a phone call to y'all. Y'all were probably in your diapers. I don't know. But I'm like, some bitch. Were you in high school? Somebody check the records. Look for the Russian name on my damn fight career. Anyway, so I'm like, I ain't got no choice. So they take me out of the hotel Moskva that's by the Neva River. If you walk the wrong way, you end up in Siberia. I was across the street from that prison, that famous Russian prison. I'm like, I got choices. And the choices don't look good. So, damn. Okay. They take me to these 3 pirate ships. I can't make this shit up. Y'all still with me?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we here.
So I'm on this Neva River and I'm walking upon 3 pirate ships, like a Spanish galleon in Russia. I'm like, what is this, the fucking Nina the Pinta and the Santa Maria in Russia? What the fuck? So I'm like, I gotta walk the plank? This is some bullshit. I can swim. I'm a U.S. Marine. They said, no. This is where you be staying now. Okay. I'm staying on a fucking Spanish pirate ship in St. Petersburg, Russia. You can't make this shit up. So I go, we got walks with me to the back of the ship. I'm thinking it's gonna be some like, you think like the ship's quarters with all fucked up. No. This was the most luxurious, freaky, Russian billionaire type shit I've ever seen. I'm like, wow. I'm on a fucking luxury Spanish pirate ship in Russia. If my moms and everybody could see me now. This bed was so damn big. I put it like this. Have y'all seen a California King?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
this shit made a California King look like a twin bed.
Wow.
I'm like, I could have rolled over like 15 times and would have probably been only halfway across the mattress. This shit was ridiculous. So they bring my bags in. I'm like, okay. And then of course I very uncomfortable. I crack jokes. So I'm like, hey, yo, is this my stuff in here too? They said, oh, don't worry. They were like, what? I don't want to be accused of stealing because I am the black guy in Russia. It is not hard to find me. And they were like, oh, you're so funny, so funny. And right about that time, two black guys walk in. I'm like, what the fuck are you two doing here? They work there. I'm like, okay. Now I start going back to my historical past and no. I said, hold up. How you doing? With the most Nigerian Russian accent I had ever heard. I can't even replicate it. I'm like, you guys are fucking Russian? Y'all Bolsheviks? I said, y'all are black Russians. Oh my God. Amazing.
They got Nigerians everywhere. Let's go.
True. I'm like, then of course I cracked that joke too. And they both laughed. I said, I'm like, I'm glad y'all got a sense of humor. So I said, black Russians. Wow, that's hilarious. No one will believe this shit is happening. So literally they put some stuff down, they did something in the room and left. I never saw them again, by the way, but none of my fucking business. So I said, is it all right if I leave the ship? And they said, sure. I walked over to they were like back to back, like parallel parking. They were right there. So I walked down to the other ship, walked the plank, got on the boat. It was a fucking nightclub. I'm like, oh my. When I'm talking about Victoria's Secret's got some things they need to work on, like grow up to aspire to be, that club was ridiculous. Like, believe what I'm looking. I said, I can't even stay here because this is too much for me right now. So I get off the ship. I walk to the third ship. More of the same, but a strip club whorehouse.
Wait, hold on. Let me just get this straight, Shonie. So the third ship was full of, what was it? The entire thing was a strip club.
Whores. Russian.
Oh my God.
Right. So getting to the wrestling match with the Bear. I go do all the crazy shit in Russia, go to the venue, they get, what was his name? Damn it. I see it on my fight record. Azred Telekashev. Azred.
Yeah.
Telkusheev. I think that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, this memory good, ain't it? Some bitch. And literally, I beat the brakes off this fool. I felt bad for some bitch because I'm like, tell someone, stop the fight. They raised it at the end of the decision. I'm sitting there waiting for them to make the, obvious unanimous. I'm talking about he tried to pull that sambo shit. You know what stops sambo? A straight left to the mouth. You punch somebody in the mouth, leg lock, jiu-jitsu, they go from black belt to white belt real fast. So and I broke his jaw. And when they raised his hand, I'm like, what the fuck? And so I started cussing it. Then, of course, the whole west side of me came out.
They screwed you.
Oh, my God. Because they were trying to get the matchup between Brian and Andrei Simonev. And I'm like, because Andrei Simonev at one point was like the hot, tough Russian in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I showed up, they were going to have me meet up with Seminaire, but after I beat the freaking hell out of their first Russian, they were not going to have that. So I'm at the fight. I cussed everybody out. This dude walks through the tunnel, the backstage tunnel with this Russian brown bear. And so I'm like, oh, that's a nice pet you got. And I pet him on the head. The bear looked at me like, don't do that shit again. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I said, we both brothers here. You brown, I'm brown. What the fuck? I mean, goddamn. I've only seen 2 Nigerians, 1 brown bear, and me in the mirror. That's 4 browns I've seen all week.
We're supposed to stick together.
Come on, man. Solidarity, damn it. So, he's like, you want to wrestle bear? I'm like, I don't like his attitude, first of all. He wasn't kind of Russian arrogant. I'm an American Eagle. I'm a U.S. Marine. I shouldn't have said that. The bear looked up and stood up. I'm like, you better sit your punk ass, because I had some Russian vodka in me at that time. And you ain't drink vodka till you drink either Polish or Russian vodka. I still say Russia's tougher. The Russian vodka is more potent, but that Polish vodka is another story. So we only got on a certain amount of time today. The sun is only up for a little while more. So I said, dude, what's the bear's problem? And they like, everybody's laughing. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. Give me in 2 shots of that Shvedka, whatever the fuck you got. So I hit back 3. They had 2 to them. I drank the 3rd. I'm still in my damn Speedos. I'm like, yeah, I still rock Speedos. Even though I got a dad belly right now, but I'm thinking about either cocaine or L-carnitine and cardio. Try to get my diet back down. So that's a Rick James joke. But anyway, so I go back out, and I didn't register cerebrally what the fuck I was about to get myself into. But something would have stopped me. I walked into the cage first. That's that fuck spot. You supposed to let whatever's gonna happen, you walk into it. You don't just hang out and then it comes to you. Some bitch. They closed the gate on my side and here comes the brown bear. Okie dokie. Shit then got real quick. I studied Shakespeare. I was an art major before I was this guy. Rage, and be gay. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, and thunder. Kurt Vonnegut. So I know them. I've been watching Bear Grylls at the time and all this other Jack Hammer shit. So I know you don't. Well, I'm not gonna bow down and cower like they tell you to do. Anyway, fuck that. I know to move left, move right, move left, move right. They have real bad eyesight, but they can hear and smell really well. So I'm full of piss and vinegar and Russian vodka. I attacked the bear. I went forward, jumped at the bear. I tried to give an actual Russian brown bear a damn bear hug. I'm thinking my Greco-Roman is going to do something to that damn bear. That bear had no fuck to give at all about Mr. International. He did not get the memo. At all. We rolled, well, he threw me around that fucking thing. It was declawed and muzzled. I still got scratched. I think I still got scratches on my back and shoulders from it. And I lasted like a little over 5.5 minutes or so. And I was like, all right, get this motherfucker. Because it was butting me with that muzzle. He was trying to fucking get me. But I ain't no punk bitch. I'm gonna raise no bitch. So I kept fighting. I'm like, fuck that. They told me to stop hitting the bear. Fuck that. That's the goddamn bear. Ain't no rules. Don't hit the bear. I'm gonna pay attention to. You can tell me don't hit you if we grappling. Okay, you're human. I won't hit you. I don't speak Bearology, Baronian, Berenices, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That bear don't speak English. Fuck that. He had a Russian translator trainer. All I know, he could say kill the motherfucker before he got in that cage with me. Fuck that. We got to find out. So I survived and there. Now, mind you, I'm gonna speed up. I'm gonna skip and speed. I go to the shower, right? You cannot wash bear juice off you. You stink.
What does it smell like, Shoney?
Oh my God. All outdoors. All there's good, all there's bad. And outdoors.
How big was the bear?
It was big enough to me to tell you the story.
Fair enough.
So, literally, I shower for like an hour. Still smell like a damn bear. Did y'all ever see Triple X?
Yeah.
Remember that
Yeah,
one
which one?
club that they had that looked like it was in a fucking cave and drugs was everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
That club is real. I was in that club. And I'm going to tell you why I know I was in that club, because everybody was telling me as the American, this is a famous club because it was in a movie. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? They said Triple X. I'm like, no. I said, that was in the Czech Republic. And then I got to thinking, I said, where the fuck am I at? They could replicate some shit. Russia. Possible. Don't argue. I'm outnumbered. One Russian Spetsnaz agent, one Marine. A bunch of other kill me Bill type motherfuckers in the room. And these chicks had the biggest, nicest, perfect, semicircular moon tits I'd ever seen. And I'm like, what the hell did y'all do to make these girls' asses and tits look like that? That's not surgery. And they were like, oh, how do you know, my friend? How do you know? I work in a strip club. I know what fake boobs look like. I'm an assologist.
You are a pimp. That is a thing. So.
Paper in my
Michael,
pocket.
shut up.
No, I'm just saying.
Shut the fuck up, Michael.
Mike, listen. I'm an innovator of opportunities and engagements. Punching is my profession. Pain is my passion. And may the powers that be please include my people, because there's paper in my pocket.
Yes.
Man, that was my favorite line for The Ultimate Fighter. I'm sorry, I'm such a fanboy.
So, Jeremy, you had an Ultimate Fighter question.
Wait, hold on. Shoney's not done.
Wait.
You shut your ass up.
My
Shoney,
bad. Forgive me.
David, you shut your ass up.
Forgive me.
Shoney, go
Okay.
on.
Yes. In Russia, it's crazy. It is crazy. The only other place I saw, or two places I saw in America that people are sleeping on, is Utah and Louisiana.
Really,
Wow.
Utah got like that?
Man,
I had to ask.
Shut up, Michael. Jeremy,
No, let Shoney
what
talk.
the fuck?
Let Shoney talk.
Utah, it blew my damn mind. So how I came from Russia to Utah. I'm skipping ahead fast. Keep up. So I was a trainer at Export in Chicago, and they didn't really care or get the idea of what I was and who I was. Because I was just a red tight shirt motherfucker walking around with a kilt on, training people. And nobody fired me. So literally, I got a phone call about fighting a Lloyd Irvin black belt named George Machine Gun Lockhart. I never heard of the motherfucker. So I don't give a shit. So I sort of heard of Lloyd Irvin before, and I was like, why do I know Lloyd Irvin? Why do I know Lloyd Irvin? Well, they have the computers, and I looked up Lloyd Irvin. I'm like, oh, he's the dude that got the black belt in 2-3 years. Right. Oh, that's cute. That's a good start for him. They wrote an article up on him, and they were talking about how fast he got his black belt. I'm like, that's cute. And a few people were like, what are you talking about? He got his black belt in jiu-jitsu in 2 years. I'm like, 2 or 3 years, something like that. I'm like, motherfucker, I earned 3 black belts in 6 years. Y'all ain't said nothing slick to a can of oil. So the people like in the gym like, fuck you. So I brought my certificates from home. And it shows the date, as y'all know, it shows the date in which you earned your black belts. So I showed them, I said, here, I got 2 of them right here. Thought you said 3. I said, I couldn't find another certificate. I said, but goddamn, yeah, I'm that shit. But anyway, so I took the fight with George Lockhart, fully loaded Lockhart. Literally. I found out later he was a Special Forces Recon Marine that was 11 years younger than me. So because I was a Marine and I know how they train, so I did everything +1. So if they run 5 miles every day, I ran 6. If he did 500 push-ups every day, I did 600 push-ups. I did 1,000 squats. Literally sets of 100. Got time for the fight. We was in Salt Lake City, Utah. That's why I don't know if you've seen my Facebook page. There's a picture with me and John Witherspoon. Going back to titties. So, literally, they had me do a pre-fight interview on the radio. And so, I didn't quite get it. I'm like, okay. So then, John Witherspoon walks out. I took a picture with him, and he was the funniest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. God rest his soul. He leaves. He must have had a concert right there with me for 30 minutes. It was the funniest shit. I can't even remember what the fuck he said, but he left an impression on me. I go into the studio, and there she is, Miss Russian Thing. And I'm looking at her, looking at me, looking at we. I'm like, wow. I did not know Justin Timberlake had a brand of jeans on the market. She owned a boutique at the Utah Mall, wherever the fuck that mall was in Utah. And so she told me to come to the mall. She gave me the biggest hug in the at the studio out of nowhere. First time I've ever seen this woman ever. And so I'm talking about, I said, God damn, they built like you in Russia too. That's where I'm from. I said, oh yeah, I've been to St. Petersburg. I'm laying out the Mac, but I'm talking on the radio show, trying to be, not throwing it right there obvious. You need to come see me. My friends and I, we all go out party tonight. I said, they built like you too? She said, oh, yes. I'm like, oh my. She's okay, thank you. She does the interview. I'm like, she's a business owner. Why is she doing an interview? She gives me another hug. I copped the feel. I ain't gonna lie. I did. I had to find out. She's like, ooh, and she said, oh, you bad boy. And she walked out. And the radio DJ and the other one is usually 2 in the booth, Mm-hmm. It was like, they started laughing. They were like, oh my God, Shonie, do you know who she is? She owns the boutique. I'm sitting there, I was paying attention. Shonie, you don't know who she is. I'm from Chicago, been to Russia. She's in Utah. She's from Russia. We got something in common. What the fuck? Guess whose wife she was? First of all, I said wife. Where was I, gentlemen? Pop quiz.
Utah.
What part?
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
What's in Salt Lake City, Utah?
Mormons.
Keep going. Try again. More famous.
Salts.
Justin Timberlake.
The Jazz.
Oh, Carmelo?
No. Who's the Russian?
Oh, Kirilenko. Oh my lord.
Right. Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
So you caught the feel of Andrei Kirilenko's wife?
Yes.
AK-47 if you're listening to this.
Can you imagine when my book comes out? Oprah gonna have me on her show. Right. I'm gonna be at B. Dalton's and all the damn stores. I ain't gonna have enough books to print.
Man.
Oh my God.
Right.
Man.
Guys, like, we cannot believe you just did that. I'm like, why the fuck I didn't get a memo? You supposed to give me a memo. Slide right on the post-it, slide it across. Nobody's seen it. Shonie, that's Karolinko's wife. I wouldn't have did it.
Man.
Blah blah on the fight thing. I didn't get no fuck no more because not in the back of my head, in the forward of my skull. I'm thinking, oh shit, that's Russian mafia wife. I didn't grab the ass of a Russian mafia wife. And you would think, say, why would you say Russian mafia? Because Russians don't get to come to America as a professional athlete easily.
Man. Nah, he played in the he was an all-star. He played in the league for a long
I
time.
think Karolinko could ball, man. I don't know what are we talking about.
You remember the record? Remember that free throw record he set?
Yeah.
Yeah. You look at
Oh
50,
yeah,
49.
I got a 2-year-old.
Wait,
Hold
hold
up,
on.
I gotta show you my 2-year-old. Hold up. She's on the back porch. I mean, in the house.
I can't see her.
Oh, wait a minute. Always. Wait a minute. There she is.
Oh, what a cutie.
Yeah. She keeps me going, and that's why I can't retire because bills and she needs diapers. So, yeah, Karolinko's wife.
So what happened then? Did you go partying with them?
Wait, this one? Hell no. Fuck no. So, I remember I'm fighting the next day. So, I go to the Utah Jazz Stadium where the fights are at. The fights were, the pre-fight weigh-ins and all that. And I'm still walking through looking, thinking, damn, I have either done really good or really bad, but I did take a risk. So, essentially, the fights occur. I'm the main event, so I actually went set courtside. No, that was Thursday. Yeah, because I actually watched the game. Fuck that. It was a game Friday and then the weigh-ins. That's right. Because that was the first time I went to and I saw Utah play when was that Kevin Garnett? Kevin Garnett was, I think that was like his last bit there in Boston. They were playing Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And I got bored. I actually fell asleep. And I woke up during the game and I went to, go pee, get something to drink. Halftime.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to my seat, where I thought was my seat, and the usher comes tapping me on my shoulder. I'm like, oops, my bad, wrong seat, right? My back is, that hood in me. I'm sorry. He said, oh, no, this is your seat. I'm like, what's up, yo? The young lady wants you to come sit with her. Ooh,
Oh, no.
Who the fuck know I'm here? And I look over. Guess who's waving at me?
Andre
No.
Karolinko's wife.
Karolinko's wife.
Oh
I'm
my
like, oh my God. So now I got decisions. To make.
God.
Do I or don't I? At this point, I said, 2 tits in a bucket, fuck it. I actually go over there and sit next to her. She stands up, and I'm like, oh God. And she's wearing that outfit. She's wearing that. Them jeans were sprayed on her. Lord.
And that outfit that does something for you.
Man, I was sitting there like, I'm standing there. So I give the gesture, go ahead and take a seat. She stands there, and I sit down. She shakes her, like shimmies her ass right in front of me. I said, you know what? There's too many eyewitnesses. I'm not going to do this. I didn't. Lord knows it took a lot of sweat and effort not to grab her ass as she was sitting down. This was horrible.
Could you imagine in an alternate universe where he grabs Andrea Karolinko's wife's ass in the middle of the game?
National TV level.
Oh
You know how
no.
this conversation would have been? My God. Needless to say, speeding ahead next day, go to the fights. The owner of Rockwell Watches, and hello, baby, if she only knew what I was talking about. Dad was a heathen. So, literally, before the main event starts, they have an intermission. I'm like, come the fuck on, it's late as hell. I'm trying to go. So, literally, the guy is like, we're going to add a $10,000 to the winner of this fight, the main event, and this Rockwell watch. I'm like, fucking awesome. I said, Brian, when I win this fight, we're leaving tonight. And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, Brian, we're not going to the after party this time. Remember, the whole Karolinko equation. No. Because Utah is usually a dry state, but with Russians, with fat booty Russian women, me, I would have had a Russian, she'd have had a Russian black baby. Then I found out they were swingers afterwards, but literally.
Oh, they're swingers.
Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing.
Very, very real.
She allowed him to cheat once a year, apparently. That was a thing.
Dude, and you know I ain't making this shit up. I'm like, wow. And it goes a lot in that level of professional athletics and in Utah. Utah is something else.
I do want to ask though.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Let
sorry.
the man finish his
Finish,
story.
Mike. Come on.
Sorry.
Nick, what's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you? Shonie, please continue.
All right. Don't lose your question. But literally, the fight years was crazy. From Matt Serra, and that was not my toughest fight by any means.
But Matt Serra's a legend though.
What was your toughest fight then?
I had so many tough ass fights. I'm not talking about the bear wrestling match. There was a guy named Jorge Oliveira. I fought in the WEC at 205. He was a former sparring partner of Vanderlei Silva. I fought a guy named, I was in Japan, TKO Frank Shamrock.
Was this in in Pancrase?
In Pancrase.
Let's see. Kusei Kabata?
Yeah. No. I fought Kosi twice. Find the other one. Not him.
Takafumi?
Now, Io Takafumi was my first no rules fight in Japan.
Okay.
We were headbutts and fish hooks and groin shots. I think it was the second or third after that.
Okay, so it was probably Kimuya Kimi.
Kumiya Kunioku.
Yeah.
Kumiya Kunioku. That was way tougher than Matt Serra. Jorge Oliveira. Oh, I fought this Bulgarian. I lost. Wait a minute. Was that him? Oh, another one was when I fought in Poland.
Okay.
I broke my hand in the fight. I fought Mirko Krokop's sparring partner.
Wow.
In Poland? In Poland? Was that the Mirko Krokop sparring partner?
Yeah, that was it's called Konfrakta, confrontation. The Poland fight.
Okay, so the one I remember was you versus Marcin Zontek.
Marcin Zontek. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good fight though.
Did you see the date before that? Look at the WEC fight, right before that one.
Right before it, so I see Jorge Oliveira. So that's the one.
No. They fucked up on my record. I fought and won the WEC welterweight world title. Flew home on Sunday, got on the plane on Monday, and fought again.
Jesus Christ!
So
you fought Mike Pyle twice then?
They get me down for Mike Pyle twice?
No, I'm just asking if you.
No. I fought. See, my record is all fucked up because I fought JT Taylor, then Marcin Zontek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got that record wrong, way wrong. They don't even have the Manson Gibson fight where I fought a 13-time world champion on a 45-minute notice and beat him.
Jesus. What's the story behind that?
Well, I was at it was here in Chicago, and it's a badass type of fight, and it's called the Bangkok Brawl. And literally, it is 1 5-minute round. No grappling at all. But you can throw all strikes are legal. Headbutts, groin shots, elbows, kicks to the body, head, arms, legs, you name it. You can just basically have ass. And if you step backwards too much, they judge against you. And I beat him because his opponent backed out at the last minute. They called me while I was at Combat Door All-American Academy with Bob Shermer. We grabbed my gym bag and ran out the door to take the fight.
Man.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I won it. And it's on VHS. I'm getting this footage. I'm getting a lot of the stuff digitized so people can see the truth. Because, and I don't knock anybody's Hall of Fame inductions like in the UFC or anything like that. I'm in the same Hall of Fame as Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, and Michael Jai White and Wesley Snipes. But I want my green jacket with my Swarovski crystals from the UFC.
I've said it for a long time. I think the UFC's Hall of Fame is not so much to do with merit, but more to do with who cozies up and who's friends of the UFC. I think
wonder, because Jens Pulver is not in the UFC Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Jens Pulver, Frank Shamrock, and Nate Marquardt, I think, are 3 omissions that are
and
are
John
insane.
Fitch should be in there
Wait a
too.
minute, you forget another one. Dave Manet. He was the first middleweight world champion for the UFC. I was supposed to fight him for that belt, but the thing was I fought him twice already, and I didn't know it was going to be for a title belt. I would have took the fight.
Wow. Yeah.
And
That's
Dave
interesting.
Manet is not in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Newton is not in the Hall of Fame.
First Canadian champion.
Right.
And you fought him too. I remember that fight was all over the score when I was a
11
kid.
pounds. I gave him 5 pounds. He showed up 11 pounds overweight.
Man.
From the 5 I gave him.
So technically speaking, he came in 15 pounds overweight.
16.
Aye.
And I told him, I said, just as long as y'all still make it a title fight. And the commissioner's like, we can't do that. I'm like, fuck that. I said, well, give me a 10-8 round automatic or a 10-9 round.
Man.
Let's make him fight his way back, which I think that's what they should do. If a title fight comes to schedule and somebody don't make weight, they automatically lose a round. No matter how shy of a submission or a TKO or knockout. If the fight goes, that round goes the distance, they should lose the round 10-9. Automatically.
I mean that seems fair enough, just based on the fact that what an advantage it is to come in 16 pounds, like 16 pounds overweight. He didn't even try to make weight.
No, and literally they came. Gerald Chopik and Carlos came to the fucking hotel room door, knocked on the door, and begged me. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, it better be a title fight. I said, I want that percentage of the purse. I said, I told him, I said, fuck the percentage of the purse. I said, that money's already spent. I said, I'm not here about the money. It ain't about money.
You want that title.
I wanted the fucking belt. And the fight went the distance, and they gave him that belt. I'm like, because every picture you see is a picture of me punching and kicking Carlos. And I said, I'm not going to win this fight. I said, it goes the distance, I lose. And I got mad at them. I said, y'all know. He said, no, it's like that. I said, bullshit. It just happened to Bernard Hopkins. I said, it's not about the money. Yeah, I need the money, appreciate the money, but I don't fight just to make money. I said, I'm one of those old schools that fought for pride and honor, not just popularity. I became popular because I knew how to open my mouth and articulate with common sense and entertaining type of fashion. But in the deep crux of what I'm about, why I won't retire is because I have questions unanswered in spite of. I have an ethos, a life motto, in spite of. I might be fighting Dada 5000. I might be getting a fight in the United Arab Emirates for later this year.
Wait. Hold on, Shoney. Hold on.
Right.
There's been a couple of hold on moments where we can't let you pass up on that. First of all, I still want to hear about you fighting 6 people, but in one night.
Yeah.
You just mentioned a possible fight against Dada 5000.
Right. Let's go to the 6 fights in one night first. I'll speed up. I'm good with this Pulp Fiction shit. So, a couple of years ago, I did some interview with somebody, and I was talking about me doing the 6 fights that I used to do. I came up like a Cinderella. I was not really good in high school wrestling. I was only 4th in the nation in college wrestling at the junior college level. I only made 2 world teams as an international rules wrestler. I tried out for the 96 Olympics in Greco-Roman wrestling. I placed 4th at the Olympic trials. Josh Koscheck was a better wrestler than me. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so I stumbled upon jiu-jitsu, my instructor, through a whole high school buddy, who's now my brother, Officer George. I don't say his last name because I do shit for him, and he's done so much for me. He's one of them he's a legit cop, but he does other shit for the police. So I just want to throw his name out there, security. So essentially, he got me into fighting because I heard about all this hoochie-juji shit and judo, but I'm a Greco-Roman knucklehead. Fuck your jiu-jitsu, I'll suplex you. I meet his instructor, Bob Sherman. And he was like, y'all was a wrestler, national champion. I'm like, that's cool, old man. He trying to show me, put me in a wrist lock, but I knew how to counter it. So literally, he started training me. And so he was a big Greco guy, so he had 2 things in his favor. He's a Marine Special Forces recon who almost went in to kill Pol Pot. If you know who that is.
Yeah.
Right.
He would have done the world a big favor.
Right. So this is who I've been dealing with for years, since the 90s. My instructor was the guy who was going to put the bullet in Pol Pot. They told him to stand down.
Jesus.
Right. So literally, his son ended up being a Special Forces recon, forced recon Marine who's seen combat, named Josh. Bob and Josh, Josh grew up under me. So essentially with George and I, training with Josh, George, Brian, Rolly, the 5 of us. Well, we had this new buff guile-looking motherfucker from Street Fighter came into the fold. Pat Donovan, he's a Cook County sheriff. He told me about these fights because he knew he liked me. He's this big, like he had a big ass baby Huey fucking friend that played too much, but he liked you and he want to learn from you. If you don't, it's probably you. So literally, Pat told me about the underground fights, and I thought it was some bullshit. So I actually go up to the spot, check it out, and I go up in this Latin club, and I see fucking Sergio Oliva, the only guy who ever beat Arnold Schwarzenegger in a bodybuilding competition. So I'm like, holy shit, Sergio Oliva might be here? It was a picture of him. So I'm already sold. Just because I saw Sergio Oliva in the club as a picture, I'm going to check the spot out. Then 2 of them walked by. You know what I'm talking about. I said Latin club. When I said 2 of them just walked by. Catch up, keep up. So I'm going in looking for more of them. So they got the boxing ring in the middle of the club. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm in my get down suit, not go throw down. So literally, the guys on the mic, you guys are talking, the champion walks up, and he was talking, he's pointing and talking, speaking Spanglish. I'm like, what the fuck is he saying? And I know a little survival Spanish. You with me still?
Yes.
So I'm like, fuck you saying? He's saying, you scared. I'm like, fuck you. I said, what you mean I'm scared? He said, and he's pointing out in my direction. He's saying, tú eres el miedo. I'm like, tú eres el miedo? What the fuck is that? I don't speak Spanish. I speak clearly. I'm looking at other people. So people in the club are like, whoa, calm down. He's just saying, he's calling out people. He said, men are just scared of him. I ain't scared of shit he got to say. Fuck that. So I said, I'll be right back, motherfuckers. And so I said, let me go pop the trunk. I forgot, I can't say that shit. I can't say pop the trunk. I go out the club. I'm walking out the club. And yo, Pi, where you going? I said, man, hold up, Pimpin'. I'll be right back. I got something for his ass. I'm about to go. Let me pop the trunk. And they're like, whoa, whoa. I was like, bring your ass on, man. No, I don't mean like that, fool. So they come out. Two of the bouncers come out with me. So I'm that motherfucker. I'll park in front of your club. No fucks are given. I was driving a black Chevy Impala SS. It was blacked out with rims and shit. I hate that I lost that car. But anyway, so literally, I popped the trunk. I had a remote start and everything. So I stepped back. Says, right there, get my fucking gym bag. So the guys are like, what? Let's look at it. So you get it then, fucker. So they go in the trunk, pull the bag out. It's kind of heavy. I says, well, I'm kind of heavy too, motherfucker. So they close the trunk. They open the bag. I said, stick your hand in the bag if you want. Go ahead. I'll wait. My buddy, he's now my buddy from even back then. His name is Chalo. He was the brother of the owner of the club. The first thing Chalo touched was my sweaty, wet drawers and cup. I just got through training. I went home, shit shower, shaved, and shined up. Left the gym bag in the trunk. You know, I'll get the bag out when I go home. Go home. Stay home. Literally, I took the gym bag in the club. I took my bag and slung it over the crowd and into the ring. I get you scared, bitch. The place lights up, blows up. People, you know. I walk through the crowd. He gets out the ring. I strip down to my drawers right there. I throw my fight shit on. I'm like, what? So I'm thinking we about to go bare knuckle, but they give these Bruce Lee kung fu fucking gloves. You know them big old Enter the Dragon fucking gloves?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? So this motherfucker was legitimately tough. We fought for 45 fucking minutes. I got it on VHS. That's what I'm trying to digitize, because I figure if I put that digital link, you buy the book, or you can buy the book with the digital link. I can, a DVD or digital link. You can buy like different packages with my book. I'm trying to make $1 million or $2 million in a month off this deal. So I fought him for 45 minutes. They stopped the fight because the club had to close. We started fighting like 3:15. It was after 4 o'clock. We were still fighting. Literally, the next week comes. He didn't show up no more. Everybody can fight till a real motherfucker shows up. So then the next week, motherfucker gets up in the ring, and I'm not a champion. I'm like, okay, whatever, motherfucker. But I didn't get no fuck. So literally, he's a big, them big swole up motherfuckers be like, born in a headlock or with a big ass skull, and he was born on the decline bench. I'm like, damn, okay. So I fought him. I whooped his ass. 3rd week, that's when the word got out. Motherfucker showed up to that club, and I'm thinking, okay, we got ourselves something here. These motherfuckers, Calvin, the ring announcer said, Shonie, these guys want to fight you. I'm like, I'm getting a fuck. Sign them up. I'm getting a fuck. I feel good. Like off day. I didn't go to work today. I was a cable man. Literally. I didn't know it was going to be 5 or 6 fucking Latin kings and 1 white guy. I never left the ring.
Wow.
These motherfuckers were tapping in, tapping out, tagging out. It was like more motherfuckers was lining up. They stopped the fights again. It was 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. I was still fighting.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I joke about saying, well, shit, maybe I should give me a bad motherfucker belt too. That'd be the 8th.
So
yeah, and that's the truth. I used to laugh when people would say that they did street fights. I'm like, well, that's a good start, homie. That's a good start.
Yeah. So
now, Dada 5000. You asked, I'm keeping up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Okay, I'm inducted into the Hall of Fame, right? So, was a Action Martial Arts Hall of Fame. So it's the traditional martial arts Hall of Fame. So literally, one of the times I got lost by accident trying to pull some slick shit. Not slick shit, is I was trying to do something different, getting to where I know to go. Should have stuck to my plans, but I didn't. So literally en route, this one dude was his shuttle or something had left him behind, and the next shuttle was not until the morning. And nobody wants to sit in the bus station or train station overnight. I know how to get around because I've been to New Jersey a few times and New York. And I thought ended up, if I had not met this guy, I would have ended up in Long Island. Way the fuck off course. So essentially, we get to talking, and he's telling me that he's stranded. I said, where the fuck you trying to go, homie? I thought he was trying to beg for some money. I ain't giving nobody no money, especially since I fight for mine. So he said, yeah, this action martial arts thing. I said, oh, stop talking. I'm going there too. You can go with me. You can ride with me. He's like, oh my God, thank you. I said, don't worry, pimpin', I got you. Yes, I'm a U.S. Marine. He said, thank you for your service. I said, this ain't me serving you. I'm just getting you to the things. No, your military service. I'm like, oh, bro, don't sweat it. I said, I missed the Boy Scouts. He's like, wait, what? I said, I missed the Boy Scouts. You said you were a Marine. Oh, God, that's right. I can't joke with everybody. My bad. I said, I was a Boy Scout, for real, but also we're the world's toughest Boy Scouts, the Marines. And he was like, oh, I said, yeah, I crack jokes. You're going to learn about that this hour and a half ride if I don't drive fast. And so he's like, you really are, yeah, I'm a Marine. I'm a UFC fighter. You wouldn't know who I am. So I'm getting inducted. And he's like, we were talking for like 20 minutes, and I never told him my name. And so I'm talking about my underground fights and everything. And I said, yeah, my name is Shonie Carter. He fucking loses it. He's like, wait, what? No fucking way. I'm like, what? What's the big? I know you. No, you don't. You just met me. No, I know who you are. Oh my God. So come to find out, speeding ahead, 2 years later, he calls me and tells me that Dada 5000 wants to fight me. Because I was talking shit about him and Kimbo. God rest his soul. When he was alive, I would talk shit about him. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, I was never impressed because they would only do box. They would only throw hands. I said, ain't no fucking street fight. That's a disagreement what they doing. I said, a fight where I'm gonna have your ass, big boy. And so everybody was like, dude, Shonie. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that pussy ass punch only rule. Don't tell me how to fight. You wanna fight? We can fight. I said, I'm gonna bust that ass. Because see, at the Tropicana, as I'm skipping over a lot, I used to fight big motherfuckers all the time. And I tell everybody, you can bench 500, 600 pounds, but your chin bone don't. So I don't give a fuck about your bench press. Because I'll kick in your dick, your testicles on bench press five. Your nuts can't deal with 1 pound. So literally, skip ahead another year. This year, I ain't seen him since last year. He contacted one of the former athletic commissioners for Chicago. Well, excuse me, the state of Illinois. And I'm friends with the commissioners because they know I'm cool. I'm old school, but they know my ass ain't retired. So literally, Kelvin calls me and says, Shonie, Dada's at it again, so give him my number, fuck him. So literally, they actually called me. And they told me they're going to give me a percentage of the gate, pay-per-views, and a $10,000 purse, and I'll fight him. But they ain't set no contract, so I can't respect it. So,
wait. Go on. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. Keep going, Shonie.
Literally, they didn't give me a contract, I'm supposed to get, see, he's over 300 pounds. I'm supposed to be at 225. I'm not about to start training until I get a contract. My boxing buddies are tripping because they want me to start training. I'm like, it's hot as fuck. I got to go into a different diet plan and training to get up to 225 and be in shape. I ain't got that contract. I'm 48 years old. That's a lot of fucking work and me drinking 6, 7 protein shakes a day. And that shit gets expensive. And if y'all got any sponsors, let me know because I need supplemental sponsorship because that shit costs a lot.
Oh yeah.
So if I get the contract, I'll start training.
Man. So like a possible Data 5000 versus Shonie Carter is
And I made a stipulation. I said, I don't give a fuck about the fight. I said, you got to put a King of the Streets title fight belt up. I said, because according to him, according to Kimbo, they were the king of the street fights. Well, and so did Bobby Gunn. But here's the thing. You only punching, motherfucker.
yeah.
So,
I hear that, you know. Like,
Yeah, it's not boxing. It's you know, it's not a full fight unless you have the complete rule set, right?
right. I'm going to throw elbows. I'm going to knee you. I might foot sweep you. It's a fight.
mhm.
And literally, when I'm training, if somebody accidentally fingers me in the eye, like how they made a rule because of John Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
From now on, you gotta have your hand like this when you're facing your opponent.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Sure.
stop sign.
So essentially, I look at it like this. It's a fight. Now, if you want to be ethical or unethical, you're going to do that shit. For me, I'm like, it's part old school also as a Marine. If you engage into an action which is called violence or fighting, you got to accept the terms of the deal of what it is, a fight. Because if, like, for instance, what my last incident, well, let's see, how old is she? She's 2. She was a newborn about a year ago, year and a half ago, maybe a year. I'm at the gas station and I'm trying to look for my debit card. And so Miss Thing jumps out the car to pay for the gas. I said, sit your ass in the car and I'll deal with it. She's real confrontational. She wouldn't do it. And I'm still bent over in the front seat looking for the debit card. And I hear her say, no, I'm with my man. Leave me alone. And I sit up, I'm like, what, motherfucker? And so, you know, Shani, that's okay, Shani, I dealt with it. I'm like, now I'm boiling. Like any motherfucking man wouldn't be. So literally, I said, don't put that much in there. I said, that's all we need, just a little bit to get home. She pumped the gas and everything. I get back in the car because the baby's in the car. I hear the back door, the dude snatched at the handle to the door. My baby was in the back seat. No matter who you are, whatever you gonna say, it don't mean shit no more. Because you try to get in the car with my baby in the back seat.
Damn.
I flipped over that fucking front hood, snatched him from the back of that car. Y'all know I do judo in Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
I threw that motherfucker from the back of the car over the hood of my car, and I snatched his back up. Then I did what they call a Tai Toshi. It's what y'all see Fedor and Ronda Rousey do to bitches.
Taitoshi, that's when you stick your leg out across the opponent's legs and you toss them right. Yeah.
Right. And so I threw him with Tai Toshi onto the concrete. I dropped my left knee into his chest during chest compressions. I grabbed his coat, I rolled my knuckles into his trachea and took my thumb and started pressing on his kyphoid. I was trying to pop. There's one bone in your body that's connected to no other bones, and it's called the kyphoid. And if you press it hard enough, it'll lacerate the tracheal membrane, and basically you die from asphyxiation.
Mhm.
I was pumping. I was doing chest compressions with my knee on his chest, pressing his kyphoid. I threw 2 right hooks to his nuts. The spike is
Oof.
yeah. I'm a sadistic motherfucker.
Man.
Choking
Jesus
him.
Christ.
Yeah, I was trying to disrupt his heart rate, trying to cut off his airway, and punching him in the dick at the same time.
Man.
Shonie, remind me not to fuck with you, man.
Man.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I almost feel bad for the other guy.
Right.
Almost.
Literally, it's like as I've gotten older, the old masters they get real dangerous. They don't want to fight. I'm entering my mastery ages, but I still want to fight. And that's why I would say, in spite of, I have questions unanswered. And you can put together any type of question, and I will always say, in spite of, I will have a question unanswered. Or because a question unasked is a question unanswered. Well, I try to ask myself a lot of questions to answer them. And literally, when Dada 5000 wanted to fight me, I'm like, fuck yeah. In spite of the fact that I'm 48, do I still have it in me? As a question.
Man.
So I will
Definitely
always
have the heart, man. You definitely have the heart.
So the thing is that's why I tell people, I say, if you see me walk into that ring and you hear about it, you see somebody walk in and weigh in at 225. Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture. Y'all get the video. Y'all can see me, right?
Yeah.
I'm out of shape. It's me fat.
What do you weigh right now, Shonie?
I'm a little over 200, I guess.
Oh, damn,
So-
heavyweight Shonie.
Yeah, I can make 225. That number deadlifting, squatting, taking protein, casein, glutamine, arginine, and also T boosters, testosterone boosters. I actually am in a concentrated state of low testosterone. I actually had the blood work test done.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, I'm fully eligible for testosterone replacement therapy. So
So
I'm low.
what you're saying is very soon for the Dada 5000 fight, we're going to see a Shonie Carter with 12 abs and traps up to the top of his skull.
And then you're going to see me at the TBAs again, whooping that young kid's ass. I want that belt too.
Shonie,
Man,
I
that's
wanted
awesome.
Save some for the book, Shonie. Save some for the book.
I know. I got a whole bunch. I've got a lot.
I wanted to ask you a quick question about technique, because as a big fan of your fighting style in general, and having recently kind of gone back and just combed through all the fights that are available, of course, I noticed there's some things that you were doing that people still aren't doing to this day that I think could make could be applicable throughout mixed martial arts, like not just as so one of the things I saw, and it's one of my favorite throws of any mixed martial arts fight that I've ever seen, your fight with Chris Lytle. He lifts his leg up to I forget the name of it in Japanese, but he lifts his leg up to check a kick, and you hit him with that pinwheel throw.
Oh,
And-
the Guruma.
Yes. Could you break that down for us just a little bit?
Yeah, that's actually a judo throw that I learned when I was in Japan, and literally now little miss is with me. So literally, you underhook wrist control if you don't have a gi. Okay, down. You with no gi, you underhook wrist control. You take a step. If you're a left foot lead, you underhook on the left, grab the wrist, and then you step left and you extend your right foot and bring it right above the knee, and they fly. You pull with the left hand, and literally they fly. I mean, you pull with the right hand, and you're posting your bottom of your foot on the top of the knee, right above the knee, and they fly. I do seminars. If you know anybody wants to set up a seminar,
Yeah, we'll talk. Absolutely. That could be a possibility.
I think y'all have my number. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll teach the Hizaguruma, the Tai Toshi, I like teaching the stuff that, like you said, that's MMA applicable. And a lot of people in MMA, because all I do is shoot them damn double legs. And that, to me, that's a waste of time because it only scores a point. The object is to make a point that I'm better than you, not just, oh, I scored a takedown.
Style points, right?
Yeah. And like I said, unless you Kurt Karolinko or Dirk Nowitzki, nobody cares about your free throw. Everybody knows about a slam dunk.
What are you doing? Get out of there.
They're both 2 points or a point. But you remember a slam dunk versus a jump shot.
Mike, you're muted.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, Mike was muted himself.
Sorry,
Yeah.
No, I hear that point. Geez, we're really up against the limit here for the podcast, but there's so much I want to ask you.
Do another one. Don't worry.
Yeah, Shonie. Open invite to come back anytime you want. I think
Okay.
if you don't mind, I think one of you guys wanted to ask something about the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. Yes, somebody did.
Jeremy, did you want to?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my question is the Ultimate Fighter. A lot of times the essence or the like the essence that we get from the show is that it's like testosterone bubbling at and everything. What was your impression of the environment of the Ultimate Fighter? Like when the cameras were off, was it always like you guys wanted to take each other's heads off, or was it cordial? Like,
You know, for us, the older guys, it wasn't like that. I was actually bored as shit
yeah,
because they wanted to control everything that they wanted us to. I don't know what they wanted because the thing was, you can't put me in a spot with a bunch of guys and they're going to sit around and write notes and sit there and talk like, I wanted to do stuff. I was an art major. And literally, I wanted to express myself, market myself, have fun, try to pass time.
yeah.
And literally, the guys, I mean, there were times like I would talk to them, and I'm not saying they weren't college educated, but I studied fine art. That's why before I could even get to drawing, they messed with it. And even though they sketched over it, I didn't even want to touch it anymore. Because like when I draw pictures or portraits, it's supposed to be sterile unless I touch. And literally, it was like they were all just they were like cavemen. They were just like, ugh, it was disgusting to me. And that's why I resort to extreme fun within a controlled environment.
Yeah, that's
Like-
where you taught GSP how to be a pimp. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I laugh because that's why when he said I can't believe there are people like you. Like when I sparred with him, he couldn't believe I was sparring with him. I'm like, and I told him, I said, but guys, I outranked George St. Pierre. And they were like, what are you talking about? I said, I earned my black belt before him. He's my senpai. And they were like, what? I said, I outranked him as a black belt. But see, talking to MMA people, they don't get it. A lot of them didn't study old school traditional martial arts. Just like when I'm splashing water in the pool, throwing punches, that's actual real training. But when I was playing with the bow staff, I was swinging it as if I was punching. They didn't get it. And I would spray paint just to forget how much violence I was practicing. Just like the samurai. They studied 7 martial arts. They wrote poetry, they read books, they drew pictures. They would plant flowers, trim trees to forget about the practice of imminent death. Because that's what we do. Think about it. We have not had a death in MMA and in UFC. But we have had people with severe injuries. And literally, if you don't practice how to forget about being violent, it will take its toll upon you.
Yeah.
That's
The
what I
way-
did.
The way of the pen and the sword, right?
Yes, you have to. That's why I'm writing a book. I'm gonna do a training log. I actually have the workouts from the Ultimate Fighter. I stole my journal back from the production office. You shouldn't have left it. Yeah, I stole. I popped the lock on her desk with a letter opener.
They
I
took
sure
your
did.
journal? They
Well,
took your journal.
They took everybody's journals. Well, she had a letter opener, and when she walked out the office, I took it, stabbed the drawer, and popped it open, and took it. I
Shonie,
sure
man,
did.
I think we're running out of time here, but I want to thank you for coming on the show. This has been the most entertaining podcast I've ever been a part of, and for me at least, it's been completely surreal as a big fan of yours. And
Here.
I just wanted to thank you because for paving the way for young fighters like me and Mike to actually do the damn thing and a controlled environment.
I'm just glad I was a part of the journey. Listen, you all ever in Chicago, you call me, I'll come pick you up at the airport. If people want to do personal training with me, message me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm at Apex House of Grappling. I'll train you in the park. I don't care. I have grappling mats, and I walk around with a gym bag with battle ropes, Bosu ball, 2 sets of gloves, focus mitts, Thai pads in the bag.
Respect. Thank you very much, Mr. Carter. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Carter.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Oh, look at all the mats.
Yeah, I carry them with me. And there's
Beautiful little girl.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So,
Beautiful
hey, my
family.
pleasure. Y'all got me. Y'all message me anytime, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Take care, sir.
Say bye, Leilani.
Bye.
Bye.